Hey YouTube, I've been sick. I guess it wasn't the air quality. Yesterday I was running a fever on and off. It started the night before, so not the air quality. Still not feeling that great, but I thought I would return my latest Stephen King book, The Institute, and see if I can get yet another Stephen King book. Since I haven't read Stephen King for years, I mean, he's still been writing. See if I can get all of them. Not feeling great, but I thought I should at least get out and walk a little. Today's Father's Day. I was thinking of sending a text to my dad with text now, like Happy Father's Day. You know what? He wasn't a bad father per se. He built a pool for me and my sister, and this thing called an eagle's nest. But the thing is, and gave us both TVs. All of these are great things. It's unfortunate, however, that I've never really cared about things. I've always cared about concepts. And as a child, I always wanted my parents' approval, as is correct for a child, and never got it, and had no plausible pathway to get it, which of course is a form of torture. Pretty simple there. And I don't know. I'd kind of let it go, but then my mom died. Me and my sister went out to see him, and he said something disapproving, and I'm like, it stuck in my craw, but my mom had just died, so I waited a full entire year, and then I told him off. And I figure that's a good place to leave it. See how kind I am? I'm like, alright, you're grieving, give you a year. Then the fuck you that you have coming. Because you have one fucking job, motherfucker, and that is to approve of me. You've never done your goddamn job. That's the thing. When I pointed out to him what makes children get good grades, the only way it can possibly fucking work, he said I was making excuses. Now maybe I should forgive him a little, because other people have said this to me. Oh, bunch of stuff coming up on my phone. I explain why I don't do things that I have no incentive to do, which I shouldn't have to explain, and then people say I'm making excuses. That started with my dad, and that grades thing. It's like I'm making excuses? No. Listen, you're the defective motherfucking piece of shit. You're the one making excuses. When your child gets good grades, if you're not a defective motherfucking human, you show approval, and you praise that shit. I shouldn't even have to say it. Your natural human emotions should make you do that, pursuant to your function as a parent. If you don't do that, then, because we live in a deterministic universe of cause and effect, if you don't do the thing to get the thing, you're not going to get the thing. So, to get your child to get good grades, you fucking praise them when they get good grades. This is what's known as positive reinforcement. It's how that shit works. So if you don't want to do that, then you're not going to get the thing that comes about as a result of that. Determinism, bitch. Still, I would have let it go if he didn't say another disapproving fucking thing the last time I saw him. I'm so forgiving, but it's just people just constantly try me when they haven't even corrected the last fucking thing they did wrong. But it's sort of like when I used to make, on a few occasions, I've made YouTube videos explaining the thing about how it's my job to do my job, not my job to promote me. It's not my job to be a Weasley scumbag piece of shit grubbing for power like a dumbass piece of shit. It's actually, it's not. It's degrading. I'm not going to be a disingenuous fuckhead to get ahead when nobody's even explained why I should want that. So, if I say that shit and somebody says I'm making excuses, it's well, no, I don't need an excuse for something I have no incentive to do and would also be wrong. So, you're the one who needs to be making excuses for doing wrong things, dumbass. Now, somebody with a family, they actually would have a reason to get ahead. So I wouldn't begrudge them. You still have to do some weaselly shit, disingenuous shit, but still, that's more forgivable. But I don't have a family. I have no incentive to get ahead. Here's the thing. If you do get ahead just because it's that kind of culture and people will make faces at you and say stupid shit at you, Well, I mean, I guess that's fine when you're surrounded by other people who are like that, but then when you're just alone with your thoughts, who the fuck are you and what are you all about? I guess this is why so many people are afraid to be alone with their thoughts, because then they'd start to recognize that their thoughts aren't really their thoughts, but just rather a response to pressure. Me, I can sit. Oh, I love being alone. My thoughts are nice because they do actually belong to me. In other news, I had to go to church today. I mean, I guess I didn't have to, but it was raining and there's nowhere else to go. And I'm trying to think of how to explain this, but it's like, what's it like being God Almighty and having to go to a church? Well, it's a lot like being somebody who doesn't like to drink, being forced to go to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. It's just like, oh my God, can I just get out of here? Fuck. This is of no interest to me. Because the thing is, I have to do the right thing, and if I'm sitting in the church, I can't just fall asleep or slump over, which, when my muscles are aching and I'm still kind of sick, I do want to do that. Like, all my shit's aching, and I don't feel like sitting up straight and looking like I'm paying attention when I'm really just, like, wanting to not be there. It takes energy, and my energy is low. I got through it, though, somehow. More low-key proof that I'm God, just the fact that I can get through that shit. Ugh. Anyway, my dad, he's not a bad dad. He's given advice before that is like what I would call scumbag advice, but when you recognize that he doesn't have a brain that knows right from wrong like mine does, then it's actually good advice for getting along in this world, a world of sin. So, I mean, I can't say he's a bad father, really. All I can say is he's pissed me off too many times for me to talk to him again. Oh, and in fairness to me, he should have seen that coming. My mom could hold a grudge. I look pretty much just like her. And yet I'm so forgiving. Like you think that's infinite? Like, you think I don't take after mom at all? Let me tell you what, I take after my mom a lot. Now, I don't have angry, rageful, will fuck up your life for the rest of my life type of grudges like she did. But I do have the kind of grudge where it's like, you know what? You just keep piling on insults to injuries, and we're just done, because I can't look at you. Oh yeah, that stuff I was saying about determinism, my dad doesn't believe in determinism, as if that's a possible functional mind. That's not an allowable thought. I wouldn't say I'm pissed off with him per se, but it's like, well, I mean, if you don't have even the first tenet of rationality to you, then, I mean, like, what conversation is there to be had? Of course the universe is deterministic. You can't think otherwise. If you do, you're the one making excuses. I think people believe in determinism so they can blame each other. See, what I'm doing, it's not blame. It really is just rational. Well, I can't deal with it, so I won't. I don't wish ill upon him. I mean, he's an old guy. He's going to die very soon. Like, very soon. Maybe I should send a text saying Happy Father's Day, just to be nice. I don't know. What I do know is I'm going to return this book and see if there's another one.